Awkward silence. I don't know what we do in these things.
I have
Well,
Okay,
40
okay,
hours in the
everybody.
game. Tell me about it.
Normally we
Who
just
was
talk about
the
the
who
matches.
was y'all's carrier player?
And
In the second game,
Either one.
we didn't have a carry in the first game. I don't think
wait,
anyway.
yeah, we did.
Oh,
yeah,
we
we
did.
did. I was
Yeah, you
the
did.
Oh,
carrier player in the
Hey,
first game.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
there's no way
Okay.
y'all had that many Barracudas without a carrier.
So we had two different carrier players. I was the
Uh,
carrier player for the second game. And then Hive was the carrier player for the first game.
okay, I was carrier player both games. So that dogfight at the beginning of the first game was kind of cool. I enjoyed
the
Yeah.
that.
big fur ball right off the bat. That was funny.
Yeah, instant furball was great.
Also, how could
There
you
were a
do
lot
that
of good
to the
dogfights that
claymores?
game.
What?
You like ate a wing of 6 claymores that were just lurking behind a rock.
On
Yeah,
the
that was
second game, yeah.
Yeah,
well.
that was brutal.
I was actually sending that squadron back to the carrier to escort some bombers, and then someone called out, "Hey, there's some bombers right next to me." I'm like, "Ooh."
Yummy.
We lost track on the Ocello, and like I don't remember where it was. What now? Just kind of sat there for a minute, not doing anything, and that killed me.
Oh. But I thought I had a really good ambush on that Solomon, and then I saw that wing of 8 Tantos come up right at the perfect time.
They had
They ran out of fuel.
12 seconds of fuel. They had 12 seconds of fuel when you were engaging.
Oh lord.
Man.
If I would have known that, I probably would have let the bombers keep going in and probably could have killed the Solomon.
Yeah, honestly, if you had done that, that's because I was saying like if you don't get those fighters in, the Solomon just dies.
Yeah,
But
no.
Oh
you released a
no.
little early, and also the Solomon wasn't bow onto you, but it was close enough.
Yeah, the
If you
rockets
had been,
hit you, but there
yeah,
were 16 KBU 22s that would have hit you if I know the
yeah,
fighters couldn't actually do anything.
you could have gotten straight to the side. We would have had nothing to stop that.
Yeah.
If you
I,
could have gone to the side and then like gotten within 2 kilometers and just right clicked.
Mhm.
I did have the 10 SGMs that you went into a rock because you retreated from the fighters.
Uh,
I ran out of SDMs. I had them on auto fire by accident. I
y'all
spent them all on Kudas at the beginning.
y'all
Oops.
shredded my claymores at the beginning of that second game or the first game.
Oh yeah, it's there were a lot of situations where your bombers were like ahead of your fighters or just behind the fighters, and I had enough kudas to like
Mhm.
push past and get into the
So,
bombers.
another thing though, my missiles were acting really weird out of the bombers. They would just kind of do a 90-degree turn off to the side
Were
real
those the
quick.
EO ones?
Yeah, they were EO.
I think someone had a Dazzler. I don't know
No,
who.
it wasn't like a dazzler,
Oh,
like, it would they would do 90 degrees instantly and, like, fan out almost on their way in, like, 4
That
kilometers from the target.
that sounds like a dazzler. Like when missiles get jammed like that, they will fly off in a random direction.
Okay, I didn't realize a dazzler worked that far out.
oh, Dazzler. Yeah, so Dazzler, it's 8 kilometer range, I think, and like it just turns
Oh,
off EO. It's the power on a Dazzler is like I think it's like 1,000 times stronger than a regular jammer or something like that.
Jesus Christ, okay.
Yeah,
Well, that
it
makes
turns
sense
them
then.
off. But the thing is, you have to have it in aspect. Like we were just fortunate to have someone with a jammer. Was it the liner, the 450 liner that had it, or
I have like
yeah,
Omnisoft kill on my liner in my cap
Okay.
fleet.
yeah.
So
Otherwise, that strike would have fucked up those monitors pretty bad, honestly.
Mhm.
The
I still got
like
a good few hits on both
yeah,
of
you
those
did.
strikes.
I think you pretty much you fucked up the E-War shuttle. I'm pretty sure you
Ah,
hit the monitors a couple times. Like my Acello was there B shorting, but it wasn't enough to kill enough of the S2s.
mhm,
If the Dazzler hadn't been there, it would have been much worse.
yeah. I'm not gonna lie, I don't see many standoff S2 claymores, and they're really fun.
yeah, they're not very good is probably why.
There's
Man,
a
I
a lot of flack right now.
yeah,
Mhm.
that's fair. Flak does kinda just eat them.
Yeah.
Y'all weren't running that much flak, though.
Nope, that we were not. And I think the monitors had like 4 bastions total and a bunch of T20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Yeah,
the monitor fleet was made during the era of Flak 100 is broken.
Okay.
Mm. There Your guys' front lines were just like chewing ours up in both games, honestly.
So the first game was just a dodging diff. I was able to just sit there at 9 kilometers with the Acello and just orbit dodge, and then have the rail cello support. Like in a
And
situation where you can't dodge against that, if you shoot at the Acello, you're gonna lose no matter what.
you probably should have shot at my liner as well. My liner was pretty exposed, and I just noticed no one was shooting it, and it is like a squishy target. And I was sitting in a really bad spot just because I was like, all right, it's near the end of the game, we can get some damage in. But yeah,
But both games were like, if I hadn't been like double raider Axford there as well, pulling quick dodges, the dual CH you would have killed that really quickly. But I was thankfully on top of dodging there, because when the obelisk came up on the side, I thought I might just be fucked. I didn't know if I could get out of the way fast enough.
Yeah, that Obelisk did not do as much damage as I expected them to coming out at that range.
Yeah,
They died so fast too. Like I don't have experience with those. I have more experience on tumbleweed with ANS.
It was so that obelisk jump, that was like, I think that was pretty solid, but I was able to dodge it. I responded quickly enough, and also, and I when I was pushing up, I did so far enough back that I was able to dodge. If I had been hugging the corner tighter, that would have been a much worse situation. And then also the we had claymores on deck to come and punish it.
also, on the cap war in the second game, I think it would have been better if you had not spent all of your rockets on my pit boss, because you absolutely dumpstered pit boss, but like you used all your rockets and you couldn't kill any of my other cappers.
Pit
So
boss got shadow realm.
dude, it was destroyed. Like even the rockets almost killed it, but they didn't break the DT on a bunch of things. But then when the bomb strike came in, that just finished it off completely.
Well, so I noticed it still had the lights on, and I had already flown that bomber wing down there. So I was like, may as well.
Yeah, no, it was a
I'm sure it'll make
good call
Dark
to do
happy to
that.
see a pit boss die.
Yeah.
Because
It did.
I mean, if you hadn't bombed it, it probably would have still been functional enough to kill things. Like
Yeah.
its guns were still alive, its magazine was still up at that point. But yeah, bombing it was the right call.
Okay.
But I don't think investing that many rocket shuttles in one kill on a single frontline, or not frontline asset, whatever. It probably would have been better just to keep those rockets and go and engage my other cappers in like lopsided duels, because you would win those.
Yeah. Now I will say, or go ahead.
Are we good to like dip now, or is there anything else we have to do?
No, everyone's good to go. You can leave. This is just a sort of like teaching lesson time where people talk about what worked, what didn't work, and grow. It's a really important part of doing these organizational games and getting better at the game. If you don't want to be here for that, that's fine. You don't have to.
Thank you for the games.
My Barracuda counter capper campaign was kind of fun as well. I don't know how effective it was, but it was enjoyable.
I'm
Yeah, I
really
like
not
playing
playing
this too.
caps. I'm not sure.
Internet, you were the capper
Yeah.
fleet on the second game. How effective was my counter cap Barracuda campaigns?
I mean, you killed one of my cappers and you killed pit boss. I think that was it, right?
I thought I killed someone's sprinter that was in the back of the map too.
Oh, I think that was. I don't know if that wasn't mine. I don't know who's.
Okay.
Oh, those were my sprinters. They were.
Okay.
Yeah, I was a bit too cocky with them.
Yeah, you gotta keep them in reserve. I did notice you were flying up to my spy frigate at one point, and I was like, "Uh-oh." I don't know if you noticed the Sarissa shooting at you, but
I did not. I didn't lose anything to it. I don't think either.
You did.
Fair, yeah. I mean, you were dodging, so. Also
lost two
the
Barracudas to that?
Yubbet.
Oh, so that's where the two Barracudas went. Okay.
The Yub at the start that hit was that a CIA monitor I hit?
Right. It was a EWR. Yeah.
Yeah, it was a CIA monitor.
Yeah, it didn't do very much damage, did it?
It's surprisingly little.
It disabled it for a time.
Oh, okay.
but it was able to be recovered.
Yeah, I was assuming it was a tug, so.
One thing I noticed in the first game, the Axfords, I'm not sure whose they were. One of the duo put their broadside to us, and we saw that and focused it really quickly. I'm not sure if that was just a mistake or what. That was a
That might have been a miscommunication because I think we were telling someone I think Foxy had asked if he should go nose on to the rails, and we said no. I think that might have been.
oh
Yeah.
okay
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
yeah that'd do it. The
So, Fox had like 36 hours in the game or something.
oh
Yeah.
I mean
They're
you know
doing their
what
best.
y'all did much better than 36 hours would get you from a normal player. So good on you.
Indeed.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty good.
So with the rails like that, no, you don't want to bow tank them if you can avoid it without eating a bunch of other shots. Because that's the thing. Like
Yeah.
you have all the 450 and we have a monitor blob there. That will punish a broadside much harder than rails will punish bow tanking.
Got
And
it.
that's part of why rails are so good, is because you take them with things that force bow tanking, so that the rails can then punish it. And there isn't really a real choice to be made there. You either bow tank it and eat the rails, or you give your broadside and die to everything else.
Okay, what is the advantage of rails over mass drivers right now?
Uh, right now, honestly, well, so CHs are super common. Bow tanking works really well against mass drivers. That's basically like if you can get side shots with mass drivers, they are infinitely better than rails. But like you're not likely to get that situation unless you have uh widespread assets. You basically, in order to get really good value out of mass drivers, I think you need like a lot more map control and a much wider front line. Whereas with rails, you just put it behind your front line and they work much more consistently against heavy assets.
Okay.
And I
Uh,
mean, the thing about mass drivers is they also do more damage than rails if you,
well,
just in general.
yeah. If you hit the side, especially, like you
Yeah.
can do insane damage to capital ships with them.
Yeah.
But you have to hit the side for them to do that much damage. And most things are just going to put the nose to you. If you get shot with mass drivers, you just put your nose to them and they do almost nothing. Even to a Vauxhall, they do very little.
Okay. Currently, another fleet I've been trying to tune up is a light carrier mass driver liner.
Mm. Yeah, mass drivers. I should play around with them more. I wouldn't say I don't think they're in like a bad state, but they're not at their best. And right now, the current meta for ANS tends to be a thing which like rails work better against than mass drivers. So
Okay.
All right.
MDs are
I
just
do
kind of
think
not as
we've
good.
gotten a little bit away from the games
Yeah,
they
fair enough.
are
It's
tonight.
Balcon now.
Mesh.
So I'm gonna go ahead and close things down for the night.
All right, sounds good.
All
Y'all
right,
would like to
GG's.
continue discussing?
GGs.
Feel
Good
free, but you
games.
can't do
Yeah.
it here.
Good fight.
Good fight, guys.
Thanks for the
Take
game.
care.
I'll see y'all later.
So, yeah.
See ya.
Good night, everyone.